us.
Hey, Daniel Lamel showed up.
Dan just popped
Hey,
on.
Daniel.
He's watching on TikTok.
Yep.
Started with a question, learning week by week. David and Michael, the truth is what we speak. Not hype, not noise, not chasing a ghost. Just the utility.
He said, hi, gents. Hi, gents.
What's up,
Dan.
handsome? What's up, Danny boy?
Handsome. Oh, you got a handsome out of that. I guess if your dad's not saying handsome to his son, I guess.
Something's up, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Of course, my daughter, though, you know, I always tell her she got beat by the ugly stick.
Wow, your daughter's beautiful.
I know she's beautiful, but, you know, I like to humble her. I like to keep her humble.
You keep her humble.
I said, you're lucky you have a fiance.
She looks like you got a beautiful mom.
She does. I do tell her that her mother's more beautiful than she is. I tell her that all the time. See, I tell her, I'm keeping her humble. Take a lesson. Take a lesson.
You tell your daughter that her mom is prettier than she is?
Yeah, I do.
Oh my God. Deplorable Badass just joined us
Hello.
over here. First cheer. Whoop, whoop. What's up, brother? Thank you so much for being a part of the show today.
Gotta keep him humble, Dave.
Bitcoin Petey Coin is in the house.
Hello.
I love this song.
Yeah. I would like to play them my other one someday.
Okay. You can do that.
No, not the crypto version.
No.
The one with me falling at the hospital.
Yes. That was funny.
It was fun.
Oh my
Because he said you're back to the song.
So make sure they can hear us. Make sure that we are not losing sound quality. I'm gonna shoot this off over here. All right, let me just double check the background over here to make sure.
Especially since you're getting it off your phone.
I know. Gotta make sure we have
internet.
that everything's working.
Yep.
That's the background. You guys can hear us over there. We got Mike Broad, Big Pun, the Petey Coin, Deplorable Badass is back. I'll be live with you guys. You guys hear us? Just confirm. Please give us a thumbs up and let us know that we are able to be. We didn't lose connection. That'd be fantastic. Just making sure. Thank you for joining us here on the Monday night intro to crypto. The intro to crypto worldwide. What's that?
Nope. Somebody said something about Happy Easter.
A lot of people hitting up over there on us on TikTok. Just want to make sure we are live still over here, please. Bitcoin the Petey Quinn says, yep. Okay. Deplorable Badass says, my hoodie may not make it out of the closet until fall. Way too warm here. Oh, man. I appreciate that. And maybe on the late nights when it gets a little cooler at night. And all good for now.
That's okay. By the time it hits, then you should be very, very wealthy.
Amen.
Fall.
I got to work on the t-shirts. It's something that's a work in progress. I have to have some time to do it. A heads up reminder, we're going to be here Thursday for our show. After Thursday, we're going to take a week off. I'm going to be away on a cruise. I'm going to be away on a cruise from the 4th to the 11th with the fam. Figure we'll be back on that Monday. I think it's the 13th. Is that right? Monday the 13th.
Yeah. By the way, guys, it's not because I don't want to be here with you. It's just I can't do it without Dave. Dave does 90% of the talking. You know, this is like a husband-wife situation. He talks, I listen, I throw in a comment here or there.
Love it.
Maybe smack him once or twice.
Absolutely.
You know.
All right. So lots to talk about. As a matter of fact, I'm going to give a big shout out to Bitcoin, the Petey Coin, throw out some suggestions on the show for today. Who knows what the Linnea and Consensus are doing with XRP. Any ideas out there?
XRP or Swift?
And Swift as well. Absolutely. It's funny, it didn't say the Swift thing over here. What is Linnea and how does it connect with Consensus and XRP? Please give thoughts and feelings on what we're talking about. Deplorable Badass says, I'll order 100 more of them in the fall. Will be my official person outfit. I love it. Outfit. Thank you, buddy. We appreciate that very much. What is the temperature like out there where you are now? Mike Kelly is in the house. Sup, live with the Phoenix. Hope you guys like the Phoenix. The Phoenix is what it's all about. Built in the fire. Thanks to
what's about the big one too that you put on in the background.
Yeah, the back right there. You can't see. Well, yeah. Mike Kelly says, no doubt I take a sweatshirt. Oh, love it, Mike Kelly. I appreciate that. Go to the intro-to-crypto.com and order a amazing hoodie. These hoodies are one of a kind. Very cool stuff. Got a little thing on the back also. It says Intro to Crypto. Love to have you have one. It means the world. Mike, you have to turn around and come back closer. Come back closer. Oh, you still not there. Oh, the table just moved. It says the Intro to Crypto under the hoodie. It's hard to see. The whole table just shifted.
Sorry about that.
But we definitely need to make some t-shirts. We're going to come out with those as well. So what is Linnea and how does it connect to Consensus and XRP? Linnea equals fast, cheap highway built on Ethereum. Do you guys know what Linnea is? If you don't know, please let us know, and we'll give you details on that. And again, a big shout out to Bitcoin and PD.
The reason why we were talking about that was because Swift just announced that they were going to use Linnea and Consensus.
Yes. Thank you for clarifying.
So that's the whole reason why we're bringing up Linnea today is because of that Swift announcement. Pretty
big stuff. Pretty big news.
As an XRP holder, it sounds like that should be negative for us.
You think it would be negative, but it's all in the how it ends, not how it starts and how it ends. Right?
Yes, and that's your reason for coming on here and talking about it.
Yes. Linnea equals fast, cheap highway built on the Ethereum network. Consensus, the company that built Linnea, also owns MetaMask. XRP equals super fast payment systems, as we know, designed for moving money globally. Feel that air conditioning, by the way? Turn the air on.
Oh, there you go.
How they relate.
I did see that. I mean, right off the bat, Consensus uses XRP. That is one of the things that we've known all along, that Consensus does use XRP. So that was sort of the saving grace with that announcement right up front. So
there's a tie between, and there's a reason for the madness. Bitcoin, the PD coin says, I was watching Versan and Ito earlier, and guess what? He got a Phoenix crest. Nice. Linnea isn't negative for XRP. It's not negative. It's a positive. But you know what? At first, you're not sure exactly how to take the whole Linnea thing.
Sure.
But up front, you think, is it going to be a bad thing or a good thing? Is XRP going to suffer from it, or is it going to get helped out by it?
I was looking at the price of it. Price didn't move much today. I mean, for Linnea, it moved up. I mean, it's only 0.003 cents. And it was a hair lower yesterday.
I wasn't familiar with Linnea at all. XRP Keys in the house. What's up, fellas? What's up, buddy? Thank you so much for being a part of the show. Appreciate you being here. Again, talking about the latest, Michael, get rid of the latest news, what's happening. XRP, Linnea, Swift. Can you just make sure?
Just reiterate it again?
Yes.
Swift announced that they were going to use Linnea for their transactions and Consensus, and so that's why we're talking about Linnea today.
Yes,
which I never heard of before today.
I didn't hear.
To be honest with you, I never heard.
Again, I'm going to give big shout out to Bitcoin, the PD coin. He's the one that actually related this information to us. Didn't even know what was happening ourselves.
I did hear it on another podcast today, but I didn't really just sort of didn't go with me.
Went over the head.
So thank you.
Yes. How they relate: Linnea, Ethereum world, smart contracts, apps, tokenization, XRP, Ripple world, as we know, payments, liquidity, bank statements. Think of it like this: Linnea equals apps plus tokenized assets. XRP equals apps plus tokenized asset. I'm sorry. Linnea equals apps plus tokenized assets, and XRP equals moving money fast between banks. Full vision. These systems don't compete. They connect. Again, Linnea and XRP, they do not compete. They connect. These systems, as assets created on Linnea, could eventually need liquidity rails like XRP. Institutions want both. Smart contracts.
And smart contracts is Ethereum. They are number one for smart contracts.
That's exactly right. Buddy.
So it makes sense that Linnea, Ethereum contracts, smart contracts would.
And XRP.
So it does make a nice little merger across chains like that. I like that.
And XRP, of course, are the settlement rails. Why did Swift choose Linnea style infrastructure instead of going directly with XRP? Good question, isn't it? Why did Swift choose Linnea style infrastructure instead of going directly with XRP? Anybody know the answer? Bitcoin says bridges. That's right, my friend. And Mike Kelly says, if the market going to drop, it'll be tomorrow night, Tuesday. Mike Kelly. I'm hoping not. Not going to happen. But it's interesting. Let's see. I shut this phone off over here. My phone is going bananas. I apologize. So why did Swift choose a Linnea style infrastructure instead of going directly with XRP? The real reason, Swift is not replacing itself. It's upgrading itself. Control and compatibility. Swift connects 11,000 plus banks globally. They need systems that work with existing infrastructure, allow global transition, not overnight disruption. Ethereum-based systems like Linnea plug into existing fintech easier. Existing financial techs easier. Allow banks to experiment safely. Daniel James says XRP will have liquidity, no competition, liquidity bridge. Absolutely, Daniel James, and thank you for being here. XRP Key says me either. Oh, jumping over here. I apologize. Oh, hold on a second. A lot of comments over here. I'm missing over here. Bitcoin the PD Coin says using Ripple Tech. XRP Key says me either. It doesn't matter. Swift can use whoever they want. XRP is the absolute cheapest way to send digital currency. Amen. Quadrillions have the liquidity. We have the liquidity and sovereignty. I love it, buddy. Love it, buddy. XRP Keys is in the house. Good points. Daniel James says XRP will have liquidity, no competition, liquidity bridge. Bitcoin the PD Coin says XRP is the mover. Mike Kelly says, okay, you talk about upgrade. What happened to the upgrade to ETH? What happened to the upgrade to ETH?
I don't have an answer for that.
That's a good question. Mike Kelly, can you answer that question for us? What do you think? While I'm getting to the next point over here, like that you asked that question, Mike. Good stuff. Let's see over here. So Ethereum-based systems like Linnea plug into existing financial tech easier, allow banks to experiment safely. Shipping costs go up. Production costs go up. Prices go up. Inflation. Why this matters to crypto. Hold on a second. I'm over here. Why this matters to crypto. Inflation rises. People look for alternatives. Bitcoin equals store of value narrative. XRP equals efficiency and cost reduction. Bank under pressure, high cost and slow systems equal broken model. This is where XRP shines. Global tension, oil equals geopolitics, wars / supply cuts, financial. What's that?
That's exactly what I wanted to talk about when you were done with that.
Right. So banks under pressure, high cost and slow systems equal broken model. This is where XRP shines. Global tension, oil equals geopolitics, wars, supply cuts, financial instability. Crypto becomes a hedge and new system. All right. Mike Kelly says, was asking if you knew anything about that on the new up. No. I don't know, and I apologize for that, but I can do some research for us to get together. If anybody has a question as an answer for that, that's a great question.
Oil
Mike,
prices. We were
oil
talking oil
prices.
prices.
So we were talking oil prices earlier before the show started, and where are we today? So here in the United States, oil prices really have not been affected too much. I mean, we're at $3.89 a gallon, which is not too crazy. From what, $2.99? We went up a buck, maybe roughly, some in
Yeah.
that ballpark. Now I think
Yeah.
is that right? About a buck,
There,
roughly.
thereabouts.
I mean, it's not great, but it's not horrible. As opposed to where Japan and Australia, they're getting choked out over there.
Yeah, Japan didn't seem like it was that bad when we were researching it, though.
They're in the ballpark of maybe $5. Somewhat they were $1.17 per liter.
They went up 50%.
50%.
So they
yes.
went up 50%. We went up roughly 25%.
Yeah.
And then Australia, I guess, is, based on that video that we were looking at earlier, Australia is going up quite substantially.
Australia is definitely taking a hit over there on the oil prices. We watched that little video, and they're now in Australia are telling them not to go to work and to stay home instead of driving, which I think is kind of silly, kind of like during pandemic times.
Maybe that's what they want.
Maybe that's what they want. A little bit of
house arrest, so to speak. House arrest. maybe maybe they don't want people to be walking around because they're getting ready to flip the switch.
Flip the switch.
Who knows? I'm just throwing it out.
You have to have a lot of chaos.
I'm not saying I believe that.
There has to be a lot of chaos, right? We need chaos in the world. Chaos brings. When you have chaos,
what's the saying? Don't let anything go to waste. Don't let finish it. Somebody who can finish it first. Don't let a crisis go to waste.
Just do. Okay. XRP Key says oil is kind of high. I think this. Oh wow, I can't read today. I think
put your glasses on.
I think this may push the stimulus checks too. That's kind of crazy. Never thought about that. And Bitcoin the PD Coin says this is going to be worse than the pandemic. You think so? With oil?
I think in general, no, I think it doesn't have to be the oil. I think he's just saying in general, you're going to see, if you see extremely high prices across the board, and then you have the deflation of things, let's say real estate prices fall 50%, and then on top of it, in Connecticut, but the rest of the country's already taken a hit. A lot of these places.
Not that much. They hasn't really taken a hit that much.
Florida's down heavy.
Mike Kelly says, okay, guys, the change on how Clarity Act is going to affect us on them taking our Bitcoin. Mike Kelly's a Bitcoin guy. I think he'll be here. Okay, guys, change on how the Clarity Act is going to affect us on them taking our Bitcoin. The Deplorable Badass says, Jake said that oil in yen price is at the level to cause the Japanese unwind. The Japanese the carry trade.
Yeah,
carry trade.
Yeah, I was listening to Jake today on his thing. He was
like that Mike Kelly's jumping in here. By Mike Kelly, let us know where in the world you're from. Thank you for being here today.
Yeah,
please hit like and subscribe. We appreciate all your input over here too.
I also heard Jake is back in on a double or nothing bet with scams. Did you see that?
I did not see that. You just mentioned it a couple minutes ago. So what is Jake saying?
Jake's not giving predictions like he used to, but Jake is willing to take the bet. What did he have with the bet for the last time? I think for scams, what was it? I don't know. I don't remember even what it was. It's been 3 months ago. Let's say it was XRP at $100. I don't know where, by the end of the year.
So what is he saying now?
He's doing the bet all over again till the end of the year.
But what's the bet?
That it's going to be whatever it was, $100 or whatever it was.
Okay, so repeat the bet.
He's repeating the bet, whatever the bet was.
Bitcoin, the PD Coin says oil affects everything: medication, plastic, fuel. Oil does it. That's a very good point, Bitcoin, the PD Coin. It definitely affects everything. We forget about how much it affects in everything we use in life. Excuse me, from flying to home heating to everything else.
Say nothing about. Hey, I'm from a farming family. The amount of diesel that has to be used for a farm is unbelievable.
And diesel is expensive.
And then you need the product to go get shipped from the thing. You need tractor trailers to go out. And then you need fertilizer. You start adding it all up. It can really create a huge issue, especially when we're not getting the fertilizers going into this spring. That this is a problem for farmers in the.
So does that mean the price of fruits and vegetables is going to go up in price? You think because the farmers are charging more money?
Everything. If it could. They're actually even talking that it could be a food emergency for the world.
I think personally, well, the first problem is ready. The first problem, in my opinion, is that we're talking with people that you can't talk to and trying to make peace with people you can't make peace with. And the fact that we're not at war at the exact moment is not making anything better. He needs to go in there and finish what was started, let the new regime take in the democracy, and let the straits be opened up to the world again, like in a very healthy, natural way.
But is this? We were yesterday on Buster's show.
Yes, we were on Uncle Buster's show.
Yeah, we were on Uncle Buster's show, and we were talking. Is this a planned purpose, or is this? This is the whole conspiracy thing we're talking about. Was that? Do we want to keep the straits closed for a while? I heard that we just brought in the Marines. The Marines just landed. They didn't. They just got there to the straits.
Good.
So Good. They haven't gone in yet, but they're there. So
Mike Kelly's from the U.S. Where in the United States, Mike Kelly, if you don't mind? XRP Key says logistics period. Mike Bra says 700.
Mike Bra is my son.
I know. Mikey Muscles. Mikey Muscles.
Oh, all right.
We're going to get Mikey Muscles back in the show. 750 XRP by the end of the year in a donation at that point.
That's Jake.
Thank you, Mike.
How does he know that more than I do? That's sad.
Mike is a smart man. Bitcoin the PD Coin says people on medication should be stocking up. They're about to be a massive shortage. Wow.
That's a good idea. Wild.
Masterly Paramount. I'm going to just say Masterly. Masterly, thank you for joining the show over here. Appreciate you being here. And we appreciate you joining us. Please hit like and subscribe. It says at Team Powerhouse Real Estate, cheap viewers. Oh, man, not nice. It's okay, though. You're more than welcome to be a part of the show. If you have anything to contribute positively about crypto, if you know about crypto, I'd love to have you.
What did it call? Say sheep?
Because we had at Team Powerhouse Real Estate was our past show name. Now it's the Intro to Crypto. That's how it was labeled on YouTube. Silent Giant is back. Thank you for being here, buddy.
Silent.
Global food emergency means black swan event. Anybody? That's a very good point. Mike says the worst state for crypto is New York. I'm sorry. I apologize. That's the wrong person. Mike Kelly says the worst state for crypto is New York. Very interesting.
It's true.
Bitcoin the PD Coin says it doesn't matter if the war ends tomorrow. There's too much damage to infrastructure for it to bring back the prices down. Bitcoin the PD Coin, I'm not sure if I agree with that. I think in my app.
But it's a supply chain thing. He might be right because it's a supply chain.
He's definitely right in the big picture, but I think it's going to change dramatically is what I want to say. I think it's all going to change dramatically once we get through the problem that we have at hand over there. Because you need the straits. First of all, where in the world are you getting your oil from? The United States can produce enough oil for the entire world, number one. That is a fact.
Yeah, but number two, the drugs are made in China. Most of the drugs are made in China. They're not made in the U.S.
I understand. So China needs access to get their 20%.
Yeah,
Russia needs to get their access to get
20%. But 80% is coming from the straits. He's got a very valid point.
He's a very smart man.
Very, very valid point.
So the big picture you're saying to me with the straits being closed down, it's pissing everybody off is what you're saying to me.
I'm not saying it's pissing off. I'm saying supply chains that are in China, and we're getting our drugs from China. It's a big potential issue and concerns for sure for anything that's coming out of China. So all your stuff that you need, he very well might have a very, very good point on that.
I think he's a smart guy, this Bitcoin and PD guy. Yeah. That's why he's so knowledgeable. It was his topic today. He gave us his topic and he had an idea as to why. Yeah. I still say we have to go in and finish the job there. This way they can control what's happening, and the world as a whole will not have wars but peace over there. Everybody can come in and out. Maybe it takes a little time. It's going to take a few months, but it's not going to happen overnight.
It's sort of funny because it's funny when we first went in there, I sort of liked the fact that we did it all, and then Donald Trump called and asked NATO to do it, and NATO wasn't doing it. But then again, now that they're doing it, apparently they don't have a lot of Navy to be able to even do it. I mean, we are really the world's #1 Navy for sure.
All right, we got a lot of people jumping in. Trying to get. My gosh, I can't slide back. This is gripping over here. Okay, hold on a second. Mike Kelly. Okay, hold on. That one guy. Thank you for joining us back on the show here today. We live in this mofo. Mike Kelly says, "You asked where I'm from. I'm from New York. Welcome to the show from New York, baby." Let's see. That one guy says everything is going to be all right. Amen and hallelujah. Bitcoin and PD Coin says Kuwait, Dubai, Saudi Arabia, Saudi. Mike Kelly says, what do you know about the bit law? And XRP Key says, I agree. I like that Mike Kelly's jumping here with some great questions here. Caught us off guard and don't know the answer to the questions and never want to say something I don't know about. XRP Key says, I agree. Bitcoin and PD Coin says NATO is piss poor. Yeah. You know what? BitLaw. I have to be honest with you, I don't know what BitLaw is. I'm going to look it up right now. And I'm happy you're asking. What is BitLaw? I like it. All right. For you, Mike, and for the rest of the world who's watching and listening, what is BitLaw? BitLaw isn't one official law. It's a nickname people use to describe the rules and laws governments are creating for crypto, Bitcoin, XRP, etc. Think of it like Bitcoin, bit equals Bitcoin, crypto, digital assets, law equals rules governments make. BitLaw equals legal systems being built around crypto. I like this, Mike. This is good stuff. Ladies back in the house.
Hello.
Oldest trick in the book, blaming inflation on other U.S. problems on the war. Our ministry in Canada blamed the house prices on the war. I like it, Blade. Good stuff, buddy. Yeah. Love having you here on the show.
Great to see you again.
Let's see. Who controls crypto? Governments want to know, is cryptocurrency a security like a stock, commodity like gold? XRP was debated as security versus commodity. Oh, this is way deep over here on the BitLaw thing. Taxes, how crypto is taxed, buying, selling, profits, crypto, payments in crypto, banks, institutions. Can banks hold crypto? Can they? Wow, this is going deep.
Is that in America? I'm just curious because it almost sounds like it sounds like all the laws that we're working on in America.
Why BitLaw matters, this is important to know. It decides who wins. Projects with clear regulation explode in adoption. Unclear ones get left behind. It opens the door for big money institutions like BlackRock, banks, etc. It will not enter without clear laws. The impacts this impacts XRP directly. XRP clarity equals huge advantage if laws favor payments, utility, and cross-border settlement. This is good stuff, man. I like that you're asking these questions. We're learning together. We are learning together. We are learning together. We are stronger by who we are and what we know based on the information we receive. Yep. Absolutely good stuff. Michael says, yeah, that's why New York sucked. You know, I didn't know that in New York, you couldn't use certain platforms to buy crypto, like Uphold. You can use Coinbase. New York, it's amazing what New York has and doesn't have. What it has is a horrible mayor. That's for sure. That's what I'll say about that. Bitcoin, the PD Coin says, I'm sorry, first, Blade goes, keep your eye on Trump. He was talking about data centers being built, some already running in 2027. Bitcoin, the PD Coin says, it's all about the green scam. They want us poor and relying on the government. You know, that's an interesting point there.
Well, I mean, that's, I agree. You know, we're supposed to own nothing and be happy. That's based on what the World Economic Forum said. That's what they used to say. We're going to own nothing and be happy.
Well, I'm hoping that we own a lot more than nothing, especially with XRP. XRP, by the way, let's get back into it for a second about XRP. Recently, we were asked again and again and again, when do we see XRP taking the heights? And, you know, Brad Garlinghouse talked, he just moved it from April to May. Right, he moved. That was not for the heights. That was for the passage of the bill. Well, that I was
Clarity.
I was leading to the Clarity Act.
Oh,
So-
that's what he was talking about.
So Brad Garlinghouse moved the Clarity Act from April to May, right? He's guessing
By
now.
the end of May,
End of
he says
May.
clarity.
And that end of May period is going to be leading into that whole summer, explosion, the 250-year celebration, where we think that we hope for that XRP is going to make a big display of financial push in the month of July.
There was a guy on the show yesterday talking about the new currency too. Take it with a grain of salt. But remember, on Uncle Buster, they were talking about the new currency for American. Take it with a grain of salt. But because we all were taking it with a grain of salt. But it was an interesting.
Wait, I missed the first part. Say it again, please.
There was a guy on Uncle Buster yesterday.
Yes, I think it was
I don't remember the guy's
Nerdy.
name. He was a call-in.
Yes.
He was a call-in. And he was talking about the new dollar, paper dollar, the
Yes.
new one that's created hasn't come out yet, but that's coming, supposedly. Take it with a grain of salt.
right, of course.
This is all conspiracy conjecture. That's all this
Conspiracy
was.
sometimes fun and sometimes get you down a rabbit hole that can go way deep and
Oh,
go
yeah.
sideways. Mike Kelly says not American. Am I missing over here some things? I apologize. Not American. And let's see. Need for Speed is back. Thank you for joining us
Hello.
back on the show. Dude, I've been holding XRP so long. I have no feelings. Just buy $100 every week. And that's the way to do it. I'm happy you brought that up because I was literally saying to myself, sometimes you find yourself doing your greatest thinking in the same place. Where is that for me?
Bathroom.
That's exactly where it is for me.
Yeah.
I literally
I
will
knew you
sit
were gonna say
there.
that.
I'll literally sit there, and all of a sudden, all these things come to my mind, and I'm thinking to myself, like, okay, who do I have? What do I have set it and forget it as far as my crypto goes? XRP, Zebic, Canton, Flare, H-bar, all these different things you kind of set and forget it. You kind of buy it a little bit at a time, right? Because if you have to think about doing it, it doesn't happen. And you get kind of lost in it.
Mhm.
Even if you buy a few dollars a week, just like our friend over here, Need for Speed said, Mike Kelly says, do you mean Trump face on the $100 bill? I
heard
saw that. I saw that. I thought that was hilarious and also awesome at the same time. I would probably buy one just to have one. But I could definitely see at some point Trump on a bill. I think that after all this ends, over the next 3 years, there might be $1,000 bill with his face on it or something. There'll be a new bill created with Trump's face on it. What do you think? I think he's going to do over the next 3 years some things that are going to be so crazy.
From your lips to God's ears.
It's going to be, well, first of all, what's happening in the world of crypto? What's happening in the world with the war? What's happening? I mean, all these different kind of treaties and things that are happening, the straits. And this is not all happening by accident.
Oh, I don't think
This has
anything's an
all been a
accident.
plan from the beginning. This is a guy who is, in my opinion, very smart. How sometimes he comes across and what he says and what people think about how he reacts. This is all part of it. He's a great actor. He's like having a show, and we're a part of the show as the audience. And as the audience, we get upset, we get excited. We're like, cheering and then getting upset. We have the good and the bad. It's like literally we're part of a huge play. It's almost a movie.
We are.
This, what could have been interesting if they had a movie. What was that movie back in? It was with Schwarzenegger. He did a movie for the future. What was that movie called? And then you saw things come out in the future with the future cars, which we've already had already, and all the different technology, robots. We got robots now. All these things this is like a movie.
Like the Jetsons?
Like the Jetsons, but there was a movie that Schwarzenegger was in. I can't remember the name. He was a half robot. Oh my God. I think it was back in the 80s. Terminator. There you go. Thank you very much. And Mike Kelly says, money, man, business, smart. Absolutely. I think this is like, we're going to be reading about this in the history books.
Oh, I agree.
It's going to be 10 years from now where we've seen now the reaction of all things we're going through today.
I was listening to, it might have even been Real Estate Mindset. I was listening to some podcast over the last week or two, and it was very interesting there. He's like, we're in the process of setting up strategically, taking the oil, and controlling a lot of that oil.
Yes.
and it's go, we're yet they're talking Cuba, they're talking Greenland, they're talking other places. So it's going to be more like America will go right down, right down America.
Yep.
Versus maybe the other half will be China, because now there's like maybe China will actually go into Taiwan, and do that kind of stuff. So maybe it'll be something, will be some kind of a separation, east versus west, and who goes with where or whatever. And then you'll have Europe. You'll have Europe in the middle, which has no electricity, no energy. They've done nothing. They have no green. They're really in a bad way. From what I'm hearing, they're really not well set up for what's going on right now at all. So it'll be very interesting. There'll be us, superpower, there'll be China, and then Europe in between. I don't know.
Very interesting. We're going deep down a rabbit hole over here.
Yeah, we are.
Let's see. Atlantic Living's back. Garlinghouse very excited about Zevik and XRP Vegas as keynote speaker. And Blade says, guys, like I said, Clarity Act is being pushed on purpose. I agree with that. I still feel July bicentennial, as problems will grow because of the war. Trump will bring in the solution. That's what I'm talking about. Blade, I agree with you 1,000%. Mike Kelly says he knows many loopholes, if not many line up, impress him with the right path to take. Absolutely. And Blade, says in Europe, Russia closed the oil till July. Wow. And Atlantic Living says Atlantic Living, thank you for coming back. Good to see you.
Good to see
Japan has no oil production, but control of semiconductor industry. And Mike Kelly says, China, Russia, and the power USA fall online. I really believe there.
Fault line or fall online?
It says fall online, maybe a fault line. I really believe it's like, this is the kind of part of history that we're a part of, that people who are watching it happen are very angry or very confused and don't understand what's going on. Yeah. We're not supposed to know. We're not supposed to know and understand. And I agree with Blade. What's going to happen is this whole 250th anniversary plan. I mean, this is a pretty big thing they're planning, and there's got to be some kind of something that's going to come out of it. I definitely agree with this.
Yeah.
And where is the United States going to be on top of, and what it's going to have happen between now and then? It's only a few months away.
You probably don't know this, but I know Donald Trump's talking about rededicating America to God in May, which I know I'm more on that religious side and the whole thing. I'm really excited about, to be honest with you, because George Washington did that in New York City back very close. As a matter of fact, the church is still in existence. It's right near World Trade Center, and he's rededicating. Donald Trump is supposed to be rededicating America, which I think would be absolutely wonderful.
I think it's fantastic. Bitcoin the PD Coin says Trump's strings are pulled by the big families, the ones you don't mention. Listen, he definitely has connections in a lot of places. There might be some strings being pulled, but I think that he's pulling some strings.
Some people say he's a puppet. Some people say he's a puppet.
I don't know.
I personally don't.
Maybe not.
I don't personally don't feel that way. I feel that maybe he's a puppet for God. I think a lot of this stuff is very divine. Personally, some people turn around and say, "Oh, he's, Israel's running him." You get all different kinds of things. You hear all different kinds of things. I personally think it's divine. I think he's got a mission to do it, and I'm not saying it didn't come from something bigger like our military or something, but I'm pro what he's doing right now because I think that it's going to be beneficial.
I like what you're saying, Mike. That one guy says China hasn't invaded Taiwan because Taiwan will destroy China's dams. Very interesting point. And Bitcoin the PD Coin says, who controls the BIS? Another great question. Who controls the BIS? Mike Kelly says, okay, BlackRock and who? Another good point over there. You guys just threw out some good grenades. I love it. Yeah. Again, that one guy, China hasn't invaded Taiwan because Taiwan will destroy the China's dam. That would be massive. I mean, a huge problem. Obviously, and who's controlling the BIS? I think I'm going to answer that question out loud and talking about it as we're talking here. the BIS, which is the all-knowing power of banks, right?
Bank of International
That,
Settlement.
exactly right. And they run the entire world of all banks. I think that the BIS, outside of that older man that was on display during the last convention over there they had, who seemed to be the head at the head of the forum over there. It was the World Economic Forum. And I think that who's controlling the BIS, I think that, if I'll be honest with you, I think America plays a big role there. And I think Trump plays a big role with them in the BIS. I'm getting nailed over here with phone calls. I apologize.
I
if
don't
was
know.
blinking.
I don't know.
I think that Trump plays.
I have no horse in the game. I can't answer that question.
We all have horses in the game.
Well, I don't have a horse because I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know how to. That conjecture of who's running the BIS is way
above my pay grade.
So way above all of our pay grades.
Absolutely. Let's see. That one guy says. Let's see. Hold on a second. I'm going back over here. Oh, got a lot more stuff over here. Mike Kelly says, who has their hands in everything? You know what? I think that BlackRock is a good point that Mike Kelly says. I think BlackRock might have their relationship to BIS.
I can't argue with you.
I mean, they literally, how is it that they're like a monopoly, legit a monopoly. The only game in town that has what they have.
I can't
next to
argue
JP Morgan, right? But what BlackRock does, has, owns, and controls, and they helped out nations, including our country here.
They're bigger than most nations.
I mean, it's unbelievable the money and power they have over there. That's what Mike Kelly says, who has everything. Vanguard, another good point. Massive, huge control, money, power.
Mm-hmm.
Blade says people forget that Trump and his friends invested heavily in crypto. Facts. Trump wants to make the U.S. capital of crypto. Facts, and will. 100% agree with you. That one guy says, if he's a puppet, it's for the white hats. And Atlantic Living says, Basel 2. What does he mean, Brazil?
No, Basel 2.
Basel 2.
Basel 3. Was it Basel 2? Or no, maybe it is Basel 2.
I don't know what Basel 2 is.
It's the new banking. It's the new change for the banking system.
Thank you, Atlantic Living. Bitcoin the PD Coin says, House of Base. Like, is that the group, House of Base?
Yeah, I don't know who House of Base.
And Uncle Buster's back. He says, yo. And Blade says, the people selling crypto are the small fish. No whales are selling. That what speaks loud to me. That's another good point, Blade. That. Blade is bringing major grenades over here. I love it. Yep. Big bullet points over here. Atlantic Living says, Larry Fink, head of BlackRock, and the WEF. And Bitcoin, the pity coin says it's 3 now. I think that's a very Larry Fink, absolutely BlackRock. I think Vanguard plays a role. World Economic Forum.
Yep.
Absolutely. Yep. Mike Kelly says, now pay attention. Just like if you are this in the, I'm sorry, I'm going to repeat that again. Now pay attention. Just like if you are this in the Internet 2.0. This is going to be the Internet 2.0. This is definitely going to be the Internet 2.0. Everything's on the flip, on the switch, and about to happen. TDJC is back. Good to see you, buddy. Good evening, gentlemen. And by the way, great guy, always commenting on our shows, in between shows, comments. I love it. Thank you for being a part of the communication. Guys, if you're ever out there and you comment, I try to get back to you as quickly as possible. Trying to get some, YouTube basically said to me, we got to get out some shorts. So I've been trying to make some shorts happen over the last couple of days of the shows. And I want you to know you'll be part of the show in the shorts as well. Need for Speed. Hey guys, is this true? Once a crypto coin has an ETF attached, I'm sorry, I'm going to repeat that back. Hey guys, is this true? Once a crypto coin has an ETF attached to it, it becomes a security.
The ETF is a security.
But there's a crypto itself.
Not like XRP ETF that sells on my IRA would be considered a security for sure, but not the actual crypto XRP, as I understand it. That's I thought the rule that they came out with. If anybody knows anything differently, let me know. But I mean, as far as I know, that's XRP is not a security. They already deemed that it was not a security.
So Mike Kelly wants to know, are we just about pumping XRP? Absolutely yes and no at the answers because we love XRP and we're big XRP fans and the XRP family, but we also want to educate people about all cryptos that we can talk about.
We had this conversation. As a matter of fact, I was listening to a podcast this weekend and they were saying, you seem to go through a lot of XRP. And what did the person say? XRP, when they talk about XRP, they have a much better listen to rate than if they actually talk about something else.
There's
just a lot of people that love XRP.
A lot of people also hate XRP, right? I mean, if you're,
then they don't listen.
I have a question though. Listen, I will say it to you like this: XRP is what we believe in the future of the world, or at least we believe what is the future of this world. Now, that doesn't mean that all other coins or many other of the coins out there aren't great. We love HBAR. We love XTC. We love Canton, Zebic, which we learned from you guys watching the show about Canton and Zebic.
Mm-hmm.
We love Flare. We love, there's a bunch of blue chip coins, and we do talk about them on the shows. We love asking questions and talk about those kind of things. It seems to be that XRP is the main focus because it's what has been the divisive. It's the only coin out there that has so much divisiveness on it. It's crazy how much either hate or blockage it has to grow. It's the only coin that doesn't have the showmanship after what it's been through and where we are today. And we're all excited about the future of it because of what it's going to mean and what it's going to be. So I'm happy you asked that question, Mike Kelly. But not only about XRP. Let's see over here. We got some more stuff over here. Need for Speed says, okay. Deplorable Badass says a security is the ETF, but backed by XRP, which is not a security. And Mike Kelly says, okay, heads up on Tron. Do you know about Tron? I don't know about Tron, and I'm happy you're asking about it or mentioning it to us. We'll definitely have to look into it and maybe do a little show on Tron. Bitcoin to Peter Quinn says XRP was deemed a currency in 2015 by a court. Look up the Ripple case. Bitcoin to Peter Quinn is he is like our Bible
digital
of knowledge.
Currency.
Yeah, he is the Bible. I'm telling you right there.
Yeah.
Mike Kelly says both together, not Canton. And Cookie Man is back. What's up, Cookie Man? Velo. He mentions Velo. I took a hit on Velo hard. I bought Velo, and after I bought Velo, went down the crapper.
Yeah, I'm in it.
Mike Kelly says it's USA pushed. Tron. All right. I'm going to look up Tron right now because I'm asking that I want to know what is.
Ask him, what do you like about Tron right now? Give us a sentence or
Yes,
two.
please let us know what you like about Tron. What is Tron and what is the function? Hold on, let's look at function. All right, I'm gonna check out Tron over here. I'm happy you asked over there, my friend, and you asked about. It's USA pushed. Blade says, look at the crypto like this. When the first cars started coming out, they needed gas stations. This is good for them to move around. While the old horse and buggy said, it'll never catch on. Blade, man, that was so priceless, man. Priceless. Wisdom. That one guy, influencers were being paid $25K FUD XRP. What does that tell you? Bitcoin to Petey Quinn says, look at the coin and look at the connection. Tron is Justin's son. Is Justin's son. Mike Kelly says mass number. Oh, wow, this is pumping fast over here. Mike Kelly says mass numbers on seed usage. Cookie Man says the introduction of a new financial system will require massive global changes. And unfortunately, these most often take the form of war or another crisis. And that makes sense.
Yep.
That makes a lot of sense, Cookie Man. I like that. A cyber attack, lack of liquidity, a financial crash, and so on. Difficult times lie ahead. Atlantic Living says Tron, consistent top 10. All right, I'm going to read a little bit about Tron. What is Tron? And this is at a 5th grade level, by the way. Tron is a blockchain built to move digital content and money fast and cheap. Its main coin is called TRX. What does Tron actually do? Moves money fast, sends crypto in seconds, very low fees, almost free. Wow. This is why it's heavily used globally. Powers stablecoins. This is huge. Tron is one of the biggest networks for Tether, USDT. I love this. People around the world use Tron to send dollars digitally, avoid bank fees, move money across countries instantly. Tron is one of the most used rails for real-world money movement today. I'm going to repeat that. Tron is one of the most used rails for real-world money movement today. Wow. Runs apps like Ethereum. Developers build apps on Tron, gaming, finance, payments. Similar idea to Ethereum, but cheaper. Content and streaming vision. Originally designed to cut out the middleman like YouTube, Apple, etc. Let creators get paid directly. Who created Tron? Founded by Justin Sun. Good buddy, right there. Very aggressive, marketing-driven leader in crypto. Tron versus XRP. Tron focus equals retail and stablecoins. XRP focus equals banks and institutions. Tron used heavily for USDT transfers. XRP used for cross-border settlement. Tron cheap and high volume. XRP fast liquidity focus. Key insights. Tron equals people moving money. I'm loving Tron. XRP equals banks moving money. Do me a favor, look up Tron cost and can you buy it up, Old?
Question for you.
Yes. This is great stuff.
Tron uses Tether, and I know Tether's in the I know Tether's huge. Tether's the most profitable company in the world right now, and they are going through an audit. They're going through an audit. So I was just curious. I know they're going with a top 4 auditing firm or something that's supposed to be going through and auditing their books.
TDJC says, I believe I read that President Trump is for Tron. Love that also. Mike Kelly says, just like XRP Corp proving it hold. Atlantic Living says, Quant and Tau lower total supplies, great opportunities. Thank you, Atlantic Living. Uncle Buster says, Justin Sun is ex-Ripple of Asia. No way. And he owns BitTorrent Tights. Mambo Land is back. Thank you for being here, buddy. Good to see you. Hello, fam. Back from my first cruise. Beautiful, brother. I'm going on one next week. What have I missed? Well, you missed quite a bit, but I'm sure going to catch up quickly. TRX is at 32 cents USD. I'm going to have to check into TRX. This Tron. We're talking about Tron right now. Bitcoin, the PD Coin says XLM will make Tron obsolete. Oof. Wow, Bitcoin's a pretty smart guy. Bitcoin, the PD Coin. Mike Kelly says theater move out of the state. Theater move out of the states. Theater move out of the states. OSW's back in the house. Oh, we. And Uncle Buster says rights, because I think it was meant the word rights over there on his statement. Not torrent tights, torrent rights. That's good stuff. Why Tron matters now? In countries with inflation or weak banks, people use USDT on Tron-like digital cash. It's quietly becoming a global shadow banking system. Tron isn't just a blockchain. It's becoming the underground highway for digital dollars around the world. Wow. While banks move slow, Tron already moving billions in digital dollars every single day. That's pretty heavy stuff, man. I like that. I want to thank you so much for being Tron to light over here.
Yeah, that's good.
Blade says, the reason why I'm more focused on XRP is because Ripple keeps growing by buying other companies as well as having federal approval for banking. And that's the end all be all when it comes to XRP. I mean, look who makes up the XRP foundation. Who are the people on the board of XRP? All the things that it's gone through. Uncle Buster says XLM is America. Tron will be Asia. And it's important to know about Tron because if it is Asia, I mean, I'd love to be a part of it. OSW says XRP is the Google of crypto, and we're still in 2003.
Huh.
Shit, you ain't kidding, man. That feels like 2003 sometimes. But the difference is you start to feel the future is not too far away. And XRP has gone through its trials and tribulations over
Sure
the last
has.
5 years of the roller coaster of hell. And it's just about it's like going up and you can see the horizon. You can see the sunshine. And you can feel the warmth.
You're making me laugh.
And you feel the conviction you've had for all this time on XRP, and you know you're almost there. Can I get an amen?
Cry. I'm gonna cry and I give you an Academy Award. That was so good. That was so good.
Let's see. Need for Speed says, "What's Tron ticker? TRX. OSW. There is only one, and you all know it.
XRP.
Listen, XRP was built in the fire, and we are going through the fire together. I'm ready to walk on coals after this show.
A little warm in here.
Look at Matt Kelly says, "Look, XRP is upcoming." Amen and hallelujah, buddy. And I'm so happy you're on the show today. This is good stuff, man. Bitcoin the PD Quinn says XDC is Asia, and Uncle Buster says, "I wouldn't buy Tron at 32 cents though. That's a little crazy." So
who said that? Uncle Buster.
Uncle Buster said he's a pretty smart dude.
Yep.
If I don't own Tron now, should I not buy it, Uncle Buster? What do you think? Because I haven't bought it before. If I sink a couple of, K's in there, is it a bad idea? What do you think, Uncle Buster?
Be better off an XRP.
Better off an XRP. Mike Kelly says, "Remember USA, push Trump, make America great again." Yes, amen and hallelujah. And Need for Speed says, "Buster, okay." OSW says, "D&M." Dave and Mike. Cheers, baby. Cheers. I love you, man. Blade says, "Oh, XRP is also quantum resistant."
Good.
Again, the XRP isn't our baby. It's your baby. It's our baby. It's the world baby of crypto. It's literally like, it was made so long ago. It's gone through so much. What other crypto in the digital asset industry has gone through what XRP has gone through? And why does it continue to go through it? And why hasn't it happened yet? Because everybody in the background is involved in buying it, suppressing it. And BlackRock, by the way, I heard BlackRock is getting ready to do an XRP ETF. Did you hear about that? Is that rumors?
I
heard BlackRock is getting ready to do an XRP ETF, and that might be signaling the July situation here. Let's see. Need for Speed. These glitches are popping almost every week now. Uncle Buster says K's goes to Zebek. K's go to Zebek.
Oh, there you go.
And you know what's funny? Because I remember your dad got into Zebek. I'm so proud of you, man. You got your dad into crypto. My father's shit. Anyway, K's go to Zebek, and XPR, I'm going on down into America. Bitcoin the PD Coin says, "Hopefully my hoodie turns up tomorrow, so not so warm here." Bitcoin the PD Coin, I believe your hoodie is not only en route, but it takes probably about 5 days. I'm so proud to have you have a hoodie. And again, if any of you guys don't have a hoodie already, and I know it's getting warm out, there are going to be some cool nights. You may go on a boat ride or something. You may go on some, evenings, but it's a great hoodie, man. It's such a great hoodie. Go to, again, if you are willing and able, it's 6:30. All right. Go to the intro to crypto.com. Check out this hoodie. It's got free shipping. And if you're out there and you're interested in it, please let me know. Don't want cost ever to be a problem for you. We appreciate you being a part of our show every week. We love you guys. You guys are awesome. Mike Kelly says, Algo. Algo's another great coin. But the Tron thing, I'm really interested in more about Tron. Uncle Buster, we got to talk more about why you think that it might not be the right time to buy Tron, and I missed the boat on Tron.
Is it an ISO token? I'm just curious as well. Is it ISO 20022?
Let's look it up.
I'm just curious.
Let's finish the show with that. Is Tron ISO 20022
compliant? Not that it means everything. I'm just
Well,
curious.
it's nice to have. Okay. We are searching the web for that. Short answer is no. Tron is not officially ISO compliant. There's an explanation for it. There's no official ISO. Hold on a second. I think
They're going to say no ISO compliant tokens
Yeah.
to begin with.
Yeah.
They've been saying that.
Let's see. The Plural Badass says, my hoodie arrived in about 10 days. Yeah, that sounds about right. It definitely takes longer. And Bitcoin, the PD coin, is in the UK. So he's the first one in the UK that's going to have this beautiful hoodie. Stay away from ADA, Bitcoin says. And OSW says, sip of the lip.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. Thank you very much for being on the show tonight. We'll be back on Thursday. Please and thank you for being here. Please share with your friends and family. We appreciate you guys joining us every week. We'll be here Thursday night. If there's anything you think is great to talk about, like Tron or anything else, let us know in the comments. Go back. Let us know. We want to hear from you. We love talking about things, learning new things together.
Yeah.
We are stronger together because we are learning together. And this is the Intro to Crypto, because we're learning every day new things. Thank you much, everybody. We love you. We'll see you soon.
Hey, guys.
Hold on. Atlantic Living says ISO 2002 will all benefit from the most upon Clarity Act. Amen and hallelujah, buddy. Talk to you soon, guys.